Hello and welcome to the 6th episode of the Full Throttle 2 Development Recap Series, where I take an in-depth look at most of the leaks in the Full Throttle 2 Discord server. This episode will cover most of the developer leaks and announcements from June and July 2021. Just a quick insight, I was originally planning to make a separate video for June, but there weren't enough leaks to make a proper video on, so I decided to wait, and here we are. As you may have guessed already from the title, we'll mainly be talking about visual customization for cars, but also a little sneak peek of the garage UI, the game's audio in general, the main menu UI preview, the finalized map layout and road previews, as well as some interesting suggestions and discussions. Before we start, just a small reminder that none of this is my work, I'm just here to document the game's development. You can also join the Full Throttle 2 Discord server if you're not already in it. The link will be in the description. Starting off with the Horizon Customs, which was the main subject in the previous video. We've already viewed the garage itself, but what about the customization? Well, just look at that, nodes. This type of customization menu has been around for a while in non-Roblox racing games, and I don't think I've ever seen one in Roblox. In the video demo sent by Logan, there are 5 tabs, but only 3 are shown: Performance, Visual, and Chassis. There's no showcase of the Performance tab, but it was already mentioned that players would be able to upgrade various mechanical parts and swap engines. However, the Visual tab is showcased for a good while. We'll be able to customize the hood, main body, lights, splitters, side skirts, wheels, rear wing, license plate, diffuser, and exhaust with multiple diverse settings. As for the Chassis tab, which we've already spoke about in detail during the previous video, it'll basically be where we'll modify how the car handles. So that was everything that has been revealed about the garage so far. Let's move on to a less noticeable but yet another very important feature of the game: sound. Sound design and effects to me are incredibly important in a video game. The sound quality is one thing, but knowing how to cleverly use sounds and reverbs is something else. Since Full Throttle 2 is being developed by only 2 people, I won't be expecting some super high detail sound effects, and that's perfectly fine, especially when it's Roblox and they charge you prices to upload sound files. We do, however, have a preview of one of the garage soundtracks. There will be 2 clips. The first one is the raw music, and the second is the more accurate version that we'll have in-game with the reverbs. I personally find it really cool to have this kind of audio effects. It makes everything fit in way better. Early on, I asked in the Discord if it would be a good idea to implement vehicle sound placement. What that would be is sounds that come from their accurate location. For instance, if we take a Chevy Camaro, which has a front engine, the engine sound would come from the hood and the exhaust would come from the back. Anyways, their answer sounded like a yes to me, so we'll see what happens with that. Now, enough for the sound effects, we have some UI designs to look at. We have a single picture of the menu, which will be a cell phone, and the different game tabs being apps. In the top part, we have a basic player profiler that shows the username, level, and money. In the bottom part, there are 7 apps for 7 features of the game. Garage, Store, Camera, and Mobile Garage should be pretty much the same, but now we have a new drone tab, which was revealed to be in advanced camera mode. That's gonna come in really handy for video makers. There will also be a tab for both settings and controls. I love the menu design. I think the color palette works quite well with the garage's menu, but I feel like some of the icons could get a rework. For all starters, all 7 icons should have the same color, white in this case, and the icons line should also have a similar width and level of detail. Compare controls and drone. Apart of that, it looks pretty good to me. We've already seen many map previews since last year, and this is the final layout of the roads for the game's release, but there's room for expansion of course. But I'm not here today to talk about the map layout, but rather the road textures. If you want to hear more about the map itself, I suggest that you watch the 3rd episode of this series. The textures that were used by Creeds are called PBR textures. I personally didn't know what they were, so I searched a bit and found that they stand for physically based rendering. From what I understand, they are used in recent games, and their main difference with regular textures is that they reflect light more efficiently to make the details appear more real. So yeah, these will be the roads we'll be getting in Full Throttle 2. I love it. We're almost done with this recap, but first I must show you the interesting suggestions I found for the past 2 months. This is just another nice addition to the game. When you join, it might be clear, cloudy or rainy. When you drive for a long time on dirt, sand or snow, your car will get dirty and you can go to a car wash to clean it. It was also confirmed by Creeds that braking a lot would eat the brakes and make them glow, just like in the first game. So yeah, that was everything for this recap. If you'd like to see more of these, feel free to like the video and subscribe, it's always appreciated. Anyways, I'll see you next time, probably when there will be more leaks for Full Throttle 2. Until then, have a good one, bye bye.